So can we go, please? You're really not getting in the car, are you?
I don't think so.
She is our nation's most valuable weapon.
You got a car?
One of the greatest directors of the last 20 years once again assembles an all-star team of on-screen talent, and does he bring above-average entertainment as well? Hello there and welcome back once again to my favorite website, realscreenreviews.com. I am movie critic Nick Iacobucci, and our next movie review is Haywire. This action and thriller opened in wide release on Friday, January 20th, 2012, and it stars Michael Douglas, Bill Paxton, Michael Fassbender, Ewan McGregor, Channing Tatum, and acting newcomer Gina Carano. Haywire comes to us from the Academy Award-winning director of Traffic, Steven Soderbergh, the man that has also brought us the Ocean's films, as well as Out of Sight and Contagion. This time out, he takes on a straight action spy thriller, but knowing Steven Soderbergh, he'll put his own spin on a known genre. This tale tells of Mallory Kane. She's your basic super soldier that handles any and all black operations, and before too long she finds herself betrayed and on the run from the people responsible for her employment in the first place. Mallory has just successfully completed the extraction of a foreign journalist, and upon returning finds herself double-crossed. Now, she was well aware that this turncoat must have come from within the higher echelon of the agency that she is working for, and she knows exactly what she needs to do to stay alive. She must find the truth buried deep in government lies and deceit, all the while eluding master assassins at each and every turn. Well, people, leave it to Steven Soderbergh to craft out an entire feature around an unproven actor and have it come off almost seamlessly. He has already taken an adult film star and successfully crossed her over into mainstream films, and now does the same with a beautiful MMA fighter. Just as in Contagion, Soderbergh uses a yellowish tint in the background and almost always keeps the pace moving. And I so loved the feel of the film, very reminiscent of the 1970s, and I couldn't help but think Dirty Harry and the French Connection as I was watching it. Plus, he can create an entire feature film using black and white, documentary style, grainy, even tilted shots, and somehow just brings it all together nicely. Well, what I can say about Gina Carano is that she looks like Charlotte from TV's Sex and the City and hits like Brock Lesnar. She's like a hidden monster underneath this guise of beauty, and she is passionate in her ruthlessness and brutality when she needs to be. The coolest thing about her is that she will just thug you to death by giving you a good old-fashioned ass-whooping in the style of Chuck Norris or Charles Bronson. You also couldn't have stacked the deck with any more acting talent than you have in the movie Haywire. Michael Fassbender and Ewan McGregor stand toe-to-toe with Mallory, and Michael Douglas and Antonio Banderas are also there to add credibility to the story. Channing Tatum also appears in what I believe to be his 38th film in the last 2 years, and his 39th film, The Vow, opens in just 2 weeks. And finally, Bill Paxton also lends his talents to a film that was so short it almost didn't even need it. The film's best quality is the basicness of its own story. The movie is really a showcase of the hand-to-hand fighting like Jason Bourne, and never floods the plot with any unnecessary muddle. It embraces the simplicity of storytelling and plunges itself full throttle into this world of espionage and murder. And now that I think of it, there are only a few things that come to mind that I really didn't like. For example, a few scenes, especially one of her running down an assassin, went on extremely too long. Also, a huge cast mixed with a small running time left some actors a little wasted in the final cut, and to say that this movie follows a certain formula would also be pretty accurate. Now, I would like to do a shout out for the YouTube channel Real School and their critic Mike. Mike is very knowledgeable in movies, and he's a very knowledgeable critic that dives a little deeper into films than most YouTube critics, and his education on cinema is more than prevalent whenever he is speaking. I enjoy another person's opinion on movies just as much as anyone, and I can highly recommend Mike as someone that deserves your time. Please do yourself a favor and check out the YouTube channel Real School and their critic Mike. Now, at 90 minutes, Haywire packed enough of a solid punch that they really could have beefed up the plot just a tad bit. They kind of summed up the entire mystery and explanation into a 2-minute montage and soliloquy, and the only thing that was missing from the beginning of it was Tony Shalhoub saying the line, "Okay, here's what happened." Still, this film is sleek, stylish, very cool to watch, and is enjoyable just about the whole time. It uses silence almost as a character itself and is smart enough to encompass that silence around these in-your-face fighting segments. It makes the action all that more real and elevates this from basic level spy movie. Nick's real screen review is a very favorable 3 stars out of 4 for the debut of Gina Carano in Steven Soderbergh's Haywire. And remember, people, I'm not always right, but only when it comes to the movies. And thank you very much for your attention.
She's a public threat. What did you do? I did what I was contracted to do.
But isn't there someone you should be calling to bring help?
Haywire.
You better run.